Hello and welcome back to Football Manager once again. My voice has, at least for the time being, improved, so I should be able to get this video done and recorded today. It's been 2 days since I recorded the Hastings video, so yeah, I've forgotten quite a bit of what we were doing at the time. I do remember one thing though, after today's game against Chelmsford, if we were to get past Dartford, who are our next FA Trophy opposition, we'll be showing the 4th round of the FA Trophy along with the following league game, simply because to me it works better time frame wise. Other than that, nothing really has changed. No intake or outtake of players as far as I'm aware. No, I don't think so. There are a few, I think I've shown these in the last video, a few new young players from Europe, but they're not really good at this point in time, so they'll just sit in the under-18s for the time being. So I think that's everything out of the way that needs to be mentioned. Chelmsford are currently in 20th place, only a point ahead of Hungerford, so we should actually have a fairly easy match today. Now, according to this, every player is at least 3, well, except for Holman and Ash, are at least 3-star in quality. Some of them even better at 3.5-star in quality, others not so much. Now that's beneficial to us because it means we've got a very strong team. As well as that, match sharpness is improving quite effectively. Unfortunately, where is he? Stanley down here did pick up a knock prior to the Hastings match, and whilst he is back to full fitness today, I'm not risking him in today's game. So we'll have just this 11 plus these 5 here. Stanley will probably be in the team again for the following fixtures, but for now, Brad Ash will hold his position at left mid. So let's go forward to today's game, and if I'm honest with you, I'm actually expecting a very strong victory today. I know I expected a strong victory against Hastings as well, but against Chelmsford, this really should be an easy victory. 2-0 perhaps, or 2 or 3-0 perhaps. Something fairly simple. So for today's game at Hardenwish Park, I don't know that was the name of the Chippenham stadium, but okay. We have Alaji Cisse in goal for Chippenham, with Andrew Burns at right back, Ollie O'Dwyer and Michelle Parker at centre back, with Kieran Parcel as captain at left back. We have Joe Hanks and Glenn Walker in at central midfield, with Ross Stern and Brad Ash as our 2 attacking wingers, alongside Dan Holman, who is just behind Charlie Ball, our lone striker. On the bench today we have Luke Jordan, Alex Petrovic, Luke Russ, Lewis Wilson and Danny Greenslade. Whilst Chelmsford City, on the other hand, have Lee Morgan in goal, Cameron James, Michael Spillane, Cole Kipekwa, Oliot Omozuzi, no idea, Callum Geraldo Martin, Ches Isaac, Captain Anthony Church, Tom Raitt, Adam Little, Simeon Jackson, and on the bench Matthew Carr, Elliot Ward, Alex Tenyola, Dylan Asongai and Billy Crook, who I recognise the name of, not exactly sure why. This is just the last name Crook, who I think possibly had a player with the same last name for Boston in our last game, for Match 2020 with Boston, obviously, when we first joined them. So far so good. We haven't conceded in the first 10 minutes, which is nice. Ollie O'Dwyer with a poor clearance though ends up with Chelmsford, but thankfully Parcel makes up for it. Hanks now with the ball, looking forward to try and get, I believe that's Stern, but it was still poor regardless. Walker now heads the ball forward to ball, onto Ash now on the edge of the box, gets a long cross into the box and Stern makes it 1-0 Chippenham after 8.5 minutes. And the Chippenham fans are loving it. They are bouncing on the terraces, and I would be doing it as well if I was a Chippenham fan at this point in time, watching a side that was predicted relegation this season in the playoff places, and if I must say, unexpectedly in a very high position, as you can see there, currently in 4th place with this result. I'd be bouncing up and down on those terraces as well, as this is an incredibly high position for us to be in. Now, of course, we also have another game in hand on Billericay and Bath following this fixture. Hanks now with a free kick over the top, looking for Stern, who gets his second of the match. Very impressive after 30 minutes. And I think that easy victory is definitely coming in this match, because we very rarely ever play this well and this clinically in this game. But as I was mentioning, we do have another game in hand over Billericay and Bath at the top of the table, meaning that another game in hand victory would put us even closer to the, I guess you'd say, automatic playoff positions rather than the playoff first round positions which we are currently in. Free kick to Chelmsford now. The number 5 Rate to take it, plays it short to Giraldo, and a pull forward to Rate, which is, I must admit, very, very well worked, and Chelmsford deservedly get a goal from a very impressive move there. Rate with a short ball to Giraldo, sprinting in between the two defenders, neither of them reacting well enough, and smashing that ball past Cisse in goal gives them a single goal back. But thankfully we are still leading into half time. So I'm just going to tell them to don't get complacent, because the job is far from done. As we saw with Hastings, we could lead but still not win the match in time. Throw in from Chelmsford, James to Giraldo, now to Liddell, ball in the box but headed away by O'Dwyer. Ash with a very long clearance but it's picked up by Chelmsford. There now clearance headed back by Burns. Stern over the top looking for a ball, who heads it on rather aimlessly. Isaac now, ball forward, headed away by Parker. Stern, the double goal scorer, clears the ball forward again, but this time it's just effectively head tennis at this point. But Giraldo now in behind, thankfully nowhere near as accurate shooting from that man as his teammate. But yes, very aimless headers from our team, very poor defensive work from the midfield. But corner kick now from Hanks, swings the ball in, headed not quite away by the Chelmsford side, but ended up being cleared. Jackson now to Rate, the goal scorer. Now, ball forward by him looking for Jackson, but it's taken back by O'Dwyer. And O'Dwyer, 3 tackles in a row there, getting the ball forward now to Holman. Holman plays the ball forward to Ball, in behind now in the box, gets his shot away, and Charlie Ball, with his 3rd goal of the season, reclaims our 2-goal lead. And again, the Chippenham fans are bouncing, because after 60 minutes, 1 full hour of this match, we have dominated this fixture. And if I'm honest with you, it's not a lot I want to change. No one's playing poorly, I guess you'd say. Stern, admittedly, is not doing well in terms of conditions, so he'll probably be the one to come off first. Throwing it to Chelmsford, I'll continue my point when this highlight is finished. Skillane forward to Church, over the top now looking for Giraldo. Giraldo to the edge of the box, but tackled by Parcel. Now Isaac with the ball, crossed the ball in, and thankfully the shot is wayward. As I was mentioning, Stern probably come off due to condition, but other than that, no one's playing poorly. I guess Parcel's not playing as well as he could do, but for now, yeah, I think I've worked out the 2 changes. Stern's going to come off for Jordan, and then we'll bring off Holman for Lewis Wilson to play as a striker alongside Charlie Ball. Wilson will probably play as... No, actually, we'll play him as a poacher, and then we'll pull... where is it? There it is, advanced forward for Charlie Ball, as it gives them more options to score between them. And I think I will actually bring off Parcel for Petrovic. And yes, I am aware I have 2 left backs on the bench. That wasn't intentional. It was just because we don't have any centre backs at the team currently who are at least 2 stars. So it was effectively play what we had. O'Dwyer with a very wayward ball out to Petrovic, but does actually reach him, and then Petrovic's header onto Ash gets the ball forward now to the edge of the box for Ball, who crossed the ball into Ball again with Ash, but I must admit he looked offside, so bit of a worry there. Burns now with the ball for Chippenham, over the top looking for one of the 2 strikers, but it doesn't find either of them. Isaac, ball over the top for Asangai, but as I had thought it was, but doesn't really matter. Cisse now with the goal kick, I just wrote that on the screen. Walker now to Hanks. Hanks plays the ball back to Walker again, but it's a poor ball, and Chelmsford reclaim it. Giraldo back to Isaac. Isaac looking for a ball forward, but it's actually taken by O'Dwyer. Wilson now, the new player on the field, the substitute, gets his first goal of the season, his first ever Chippenham goal, and it is 4-1. And we have absolutely controlled this match from start to finish. A bit of a worry around the 40th minute, but we have steadied the ship. Complacency was most definitely not an issue, and we have controlled every aspect of this fixture. Burns with a throw to Jordan. Jordan back to Hanks now. Hanks plays the ball to O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer forward looking for, I believe that was Charlie Ball, but doesn't find him. Walker forward now to Wilson, who was onside, I think, and that's his second of the match in as many minutes. And it is now Chippenham 5, Chelmsford 1. And I would be very, very hard to find a better result than this all season. A 5-1 demolition job against relegation threatened Chelmsford, and I do think at this point we are very much promotion contenders. At the start of this season I was hoping for mid to upper to top half finish. We might even get playoff controlled finish, and I am very pleased with the result and the performance. And at 5-1, wow, there's not really much you can say against this result, I must say. Unfortunately, Parcel again didn't play very well today, which is a worry as he is the captain, but hopefully a bit of good form in the league could actually equate to good form with the player. So we are now actually in third place in the league, thanks to Hampton and Richmond not playing today, and Oxford City not playing either. So who did we go above then? Because we were in fourth, I know we were. Was it Dorking? No, they won. There we go. Hemel Hempstead lost 2-1 to Ebbsfleet, which is what sent us up at least a number of positions. We were on 20 points, so we would have had to have been somewhere around here at the very least. Billericay lost to Eastbourne Borough as well, meaning our game in hand, should we win it, would send us to second place. Only 4 points behind Bath. My maths does work eventually. But surprisingly, Eastbourne Borough are doing a lot better than I'd expected them to do. I expect them to be somewhere around here like they normally are in real life, but they appear to be underdogs like we are, and dark horses for promotion this season. So, lots of sackings in Wales and Tranmere. So, lots of sackings going on now. I think this is the sort of time in the season where a team is looked more scrutinally at. Lewis Wilson actually making a very important contribution in that match. Max Smith, we'll give him on trial, why not? Don't quite sure how good he is. He's our fourth best centre back according to that list there. But he's 20 years old, he's unlikely to improve much, so he's unlikely to actually join on a permanent deal at least. So, as I mentioned, the fourth FA Trophy round is to be played, when it actually loads, is to be played on the 16th of January. So, on the 16th of January, if we beat Dartford that is, we will come back and we will follow it up with a match against either Dartford or Eastbourne Borough, depending on which one is moved and where. So until next time, as I say every episode, I bid thee adieu and goodbye.